Turns out Herschel Walker, like many other Republicans and Republican lawmakers, is a massive hypocrite when it comes to reproductive rights, because while he has been on the record saying that he wants to ban abortion in America, apparently in the past, he has gotten women pregnant and has urged them to get abortions after he was informed that he had gotten them pregnant. And how do we know this? Well, a woman has come forward, someone he dated, someone who became pregnant as they were dating. And apparently this woman, who the Daily Beast had reported on, was urged by Herschel Walker to get the abortion in 2009. He even paid for the abortion, and the woman literally had the receipts to prove it. Amazing. So the woman asked to not be identified out of privacy concerns, and she told the Daily Beast that after she and Walker conceived a fetus while they were dating in 2009, he urged her to get an abortion. He said that he just wasn't ready for kids. Wasn't ready for kids. Now, she supported these claims with a $575 receipt from the abortion clinic, a get well card from Herschel Walker, and nice. a bank deposit receipt that included an image of a signed $700 personal check from Walker. Now, the woman explained the discrepancy, the $125 discrepancy, by saying that she had ballparked the cost of an abortion after Googling the procedure, and added on expenses such as like travel and recovery costs, which I think she absolutely should have done, and I'm glad she did do. And she decided to come forward after hearing Walker's anti-abortion statements, his desire to ban abortions in the country. And while I would love to say that this is a surprising story, there have been other instances of Republicans, like a current Republican congressman, Desjardins, who urged his mistress and his wife to get abortions. Fun.
Yeah.
So John, thoughts on this?
Look at the double standard here by the leftist media. You libs get mad when he has multiple secret kids. You get mad when he doesn't have secret kids because he pressured a woman to have an abortion. What do you want out of the guy? You get him both ways. And also, have you asked yourself, you're saying it's hypocritical because he pressured to have an abortion and now he's against it. Do you even know if that's the same personality that had those two positions? They could have been different ones. Also, it's possible that all the memories of that decayed with much of the rest of his brain over the past decade. So for all of these reasons, I think that we should give him a pass. Despite the fact that he has a new interview where he says he not only wants to ban abortion, he wouldn't have any exceptions at all. No rape, no incest, no say to save the life of the mother. He is pro-life, and that means that he will literally have you strapped to a hospital bed and watch you die with the power of the government to stop you from exercising the rights that he was pressuring other women to have. When he said that he just wasn't ready for kids 13 years ago, was it? He has like 20-year-old kids. I don't even understand, what is he talking about? He already had multiple kids at that point.
You know, I'm beginning to learn more about myself. And I was never able to really put my finger on what it is. And it's not just conservative men. I see it in the industry we work in. I see it in like the Democratic Party as well. The number one thing I loathe in people in general is when they literally have no principles and no values, like at all. And that's what you see in stories like this.
Yep.
Where politicians, political candidates are willing to latch onto ideas that they themselves don't even believe in their quest for power. And that's what this is. He's got no principles, he's got no thoughts. He just wants the power. So if he needs to latch onto a manufactured culture war issue to accumulate power for himself, he'll do it, knowing full well that he himself has urged previous girlfriends and has paid for previous girlfriends to get the abortions that he himself is trying to ban for everyone else. And this is important, okay? This is proof that certain people in this country are untouched by these types of restrictions that could potentially, be passed through legislation in the future. Because Herschel Walker is gonna be all right. Herschel Walker has the resources to fly a girlfriend or whoever he gets pregnant out of the country if he needs to ensure that she gets the abortion. But everyone else, the most vulnerable people in this country who do not have those resources will suffer greatly, not because principled politicians fought for something they believe in, but because these gross, power-hungry narcissists latched onto ideas that they themselves don't even believe in their quest for power. And that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's the whole game. It's so gross. It really is. And by the way, Desjardins, Congressman Desjardins, he got reelected. That scandal with him having mistresses and getting his wife and his mistress to get abortions, like there wasn't even a single moment where the constituents thought like, oh man, like I thought he was a man of values. I thought that he represented the conservatism that I'm in favor. No, they don't care. They don't even care. They don't care. And that wasn't a small story. That was a major story at the time. Yeah. Everyone was covering it.
Yeah, they don't care. Just, on the right, they don't care about the hypocrisies. Everything that they say about family values and business acumen, and they love Trump. Like, this would be the equivalent of like, if a video came out of AOC, spring break, junior year in college, she went to the Arctic and just was clubbing baby seals, and she was just having so much fun with it. Like, we've never had an incident like a test of this sheer amount of, like if Bernie Sanders just loaded up a plane with oil and was just spraying it all over Cincinnati or something like, but they don't care.
Can you imagine?
There's no principles.
Bernie Sanders at a Vegas pool, but instead of a giant bottle of champagne and like spraying it on like pool partiers, he's like spraying oil on people. Like, yeah, baby, those fossil fuels. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Anyway, no, but they don't care. And what really frustrates me is that fellow Americans, we suffer as a result of this, right? They latch on to culture war narratives because they want to distract and deviate from anything related to corporate greed and inequality in this country. And there are consequences for that, right? They gain power because people buy into the fear that they're like selling, right? And then again, vulnerable populations either get targeted, as is the case with the transgender community, or there are bans on certain reproductive freedoms that many states in this country are now experiencing. Women have to, if they're lucky, gather whatever resources they have to go out of state to be able to access reproductive health care. And a lot of people don't have those resources.
Yep.
And so they're forced into carrying a fetus for 9 months and then having to provide resources in a country that has no support system in place for parents.
Yep.
It's disgusting. It really is. I don't know if Herschel Walker is gonna win. The polling is close enough to make me super, super uneasy. So let's end with this, a little bit of comedic relief brought to you by Ken Klippenstein, who tweeted this, point of view, you are a fetus.
Oh my God. I just want to, but I'm worried. Like, I want to be in Ken's brain just for a day.
Do you?
Just shadow his brain, because nobody thinks the way Ken does. His Twitter account can be brutal. Like, thankfully, I not only like Ken and he likes me, he's a friend of the show, we agree on a lot. But even if we didn't, in the same way that every Republican is terrified of crossing Trump, I would never want to cross Ken, because he will cut you to shreds on Twitter. I'm never gonna do it.
He's very skilled, and he understands what Twitter's for. Twitter is not for earnest commentary. You'd be making a massive mistake if you're trying to make earnest Cenk like points on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
You know, I don't think he's the only person that's ever done this, but he was the first person I ever saw do this, and I've seen others do it since then. I believe he was the first I saw. But his like most vicious response to like right-wing men has always been just replying to their tweet, like criticizing him or whatever, with just their avatar picture. And maybe zoomed in a little bit. And every time, I'm on his side, and it's like a punch to my gut. It's like, oh no, don't show their picture. Don't show their picture. He's brutal. He's brutal.
I mean, I've done that a few times. I didn't realize that Ken had been doing it, but I think it's genius. I love it. I know we're not supposed to do that. We're good lefties who don't, pick on the way people look.
I take the high road, but from up there, I can see what Ken is doing on the low road, and it's brutal.
I love it. I love it. Now, Walker did respond. I think it's important to offer up his response to this, even though I don't believe it. He denies it. And by the way, the woman who came forward says that she came forward because she can't stand the hypocrisy anymore. She says we all deserve better. When the story was published, though, Walker released a statement in which he called the story a flat out lie, even though there are literal receipts to prove it, and said he denied it in the strongest possible terms. I'm not taking this anymore. I'm planning to sue the Daily Beast for this defamatory lie. I hope he does. I hope he does. It will be filed tomorrow morning, he said. Good.
Well, they better watch out because he's a lawyer.
I'm looking forward to that discovery process.
Harvard. Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, can't wait.
God, he's such a clown. And he is a test that America might not be able to pass. It's so pathetic.
We failed quite a few tests, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.